Welcome, everybody, to History Lessons. I'm the journalist Sin-seer, and today we have a very special guest, producer, music composer, legendary guy all around, Chris the Glove Taylor. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
How you doing, man?
Doing great. You out in LA right now?
Absolutely. That's
Uh,
where I live.
Prayers out to everybody experiencing hard times right now out there. Did you have to go through any of what's going on right now with the fires?
No, not directly. A lot of my friends have had many hardships and loss. I pray for all of them. Some lost everything. Some didn't lose anything. Some of my friends, closest friends, lost their high school, most of the buildings anyway. So, yeah, it's prayers to everyone. It's a tough time. Altadena really got shook up. So, you know, past Palisades, Malibu, it's all bad.
Right. We're going to get to a little history lesson and talk about what you have going on in 2025. But for those who may not know who Chris the Glove Taylor is, take us back to where you were born and raised. You mentioned LA all day. Just take us back to maybe teenage years growing up in LA.
Let's see. I was born and raised in Los Angeles. I became a DJ at about 17 years old is when I began my quest. When I started, you couldn't just go look up YouTube and get a controller and start DJing. You had to figure out what the hell was the equipment that they were using. Mobile disco was different from being a DJ at a radio station, which was different from being a DJ at a high school or in a college situation. It's all different. DJ is just an all-encompassing term, and it really it's bad. But anyway, I started my quest at 17, and LA was a wonderful place back then. It was more like Miami Vice than anything else. It wasn't. It was everything stayed where it was. Like people stayed in the hood, the gang stayed over there, Hollywood was over there. You just didn't go where you get. I didn't go to Compton ever. You know what I'm saying? I stayed right over here. I hated that I had to go to Inglewood, but I didn't go to high school, so I grew up different from most. I was kind of in a good area, and it was a lot of rich kids around me. So I was like, man, I ain't trying to do none of that.
Did you
But
have mentors earlier on? How did you get into DJing initially?
yeah, that's a funny word, mentor. Like, how old are you?
50.
What's the first thing you tried to do? Sports or anything? I don't
First,
care how old, five, six, seven. The first one you got a uniform for, the first thing you were serious with.
probably baseball.
Okay, so did you have a mentor?
Just the coach. Nobody.
There you go. Say that again. Nobody. You see what I mean? Here I'm going with this.
Yep.
And you were playing baseball. There's a lot of people playing baseball. Imagine a mentor for me. Who would that even be?
Right.
Grandmaster Flash, who what today's Grandmaster Flash would be my mentor, not that day's Grandmaster Flash. He was just being formed too.
Right.
So there were no mentors. There was guys who I kind of thought did what I thought I wanted to do. Like it was a guy named Jam and Gene, the disco machine. He used to come to my high school and play music during the school breaks and stuff and lunchtime. And he had a box and he had this button he could do to make his voice flange is what I learned the term was, but it sounded like he was in a spaceship. And I was like, oh, that's cool. He could do the records in there. He had a guitar. I didn't know he had. Now I know he was triggering a guitar pedal with the whole sound system going through the flanger, turning the knob. It was ill. So anyway, from that guy to maybe no, I saw a movie called Thank God It's Friday, and Osco's, which was in my city, had a DJ who stood in a bowl, and I always wanted to DJ in that bowl, which I did. I was like, yo, I got to get there. And that was the first time I saw a DJ in a movie. I don't even know who he was, but he wasn't doing what I was doing, but I knew that's what I wanted to do. I saw Thank God It's Friday. That was my mentor. But scratching. So when I started to pursue it, I had a friend who came from New York and he worked with me at Burger King. And he said, hey, why are you always late coming to, work from across the street because there's a Radio Shack over there? I was like, man, I'm trying to be a DJ. He said, I'm a DJ. I said, what? It was like I met a superhero. I was like, okay, I'm coming over your house after work. So went to his house. And now, mind you, I was still trying to figure out the equipment part. So
Hmm.
he pulled out Back then we had record changers. That was a like a component set. It had a 8 track, a record player, a cassette player, and a plastic top, and you could put 45s into all of that and a radio. So he pulled that out, put out. So I said, okay, whatever. And then he pulled out a turntable. I had never seen a SL 120. It was a B120. It's like a 1200 but belt driven. So he pulled that out. I said, okay. They Mitch Mac, but okay. And then, because I didn't know whether Mitch Mac or not, I'm just like, okay. Then he pulls out a realistic 2 channel mixer with a crossfader in the middle. I said, what's that? I have been working on knobs the whole time. Every person, oh, they were all about broadcast. They didn't know what I was trying to do. So they was bringing me broadcast. I was in Radio Shack. They bringing me all these mixers, PV mixers for sound. And I'm like, no. I mean, I can put the turntables in, but this ain't it. And so when he showed me that, then he made me the most beautiful mixtape. This guy could blend. He was he would have double copies of some records, so he would start on the turntable, double copy it to the one with no pitch, and then mix into that. He kept mixing into the one with no. I was like, this dude got. I mean, today I realize how much skill that took, but I knew then it was skill. So I'm like, okay. So he made me a tape. I went home and I was like, okay, now I know kind of what I want to do. So I got my money for my student loan. I asked my dad if it was cool to buy turntables. He said, yeah. So I got 2 of those SLB 120s and a mixer. I got a Gemini mixer and some shit, and I was off. So now what? So then I bought some records, but I didn't know what I was doing, nothing.
Right.
During this time, that's like 1981 or 2 now, Grandmaster Flash and the Adventures of Wheels of Steel came out. I bought that record and listened to it a million times. On the million and first time, I started to mimic all the moves on there. That's how I learned how to scratch. I learned, and I told Flash this. I learned how to scratch by listening to his record and reverse engineering all the time. I didn't know what it was. I was like, it must be like moving the record but with the volume up. Like I didn't know at all. It's no. Oh wait, let me go look on YouTube. Oh, it's not created yet. Oh wait, let me call nobody.
Right.
So anyway, I figured the fuck out, and then I got it cracking. Come find out, once I figured it out, it was a bunch of guys DJing that they weren't doing what I was doing, but they were doing parties with the gear I needed. So I'm like, these motherfuckers out here, they don't want to tell. Snow, they people in LA different. I don't know how it is on the East Coast or other coasts, but in LA, cats ain't trying to help you at all. They trying to hurt you. Oh, that dude's DJ go burn his car with his shit in it. That's LA. Or go the boppers in the Bay, they'll steal your shit. Now you got to start over. So I'm not. Hey, I'm not averse to an op.
Right.
I got black ink for my face and shit. I know how that shit's done. But
Right.
anyway, I don't. Yeah, but anyway, that's how I learned. And then I got real fucking good, real fast. Like I used to practice in this garage right here where I'm at in the front. Back in the day, right now, I have a gate up. It's a big 12, 15-foot wrought iron gate now. I call it the Suge Knight gate. I'll tell that story later. So I got this gate up. But before I had that gate, you could just walk down the street and see all the way down to my garage from the block. So kids up and down, back in the 80s, kids up and down the street, they hear the music, they see me, they coming back here. Hey, breakdancing ain't really on TV yet.
Right.
So the music part is happening, but the visual we don't got. So until somebody comes from New York and say, hey, watch this, and then they do it. And you go, what the fuck is that? And then they pull out some cardboard, and you know how it goes. You know the first time you saw something,
Oh yeah.
a bicycle, bro. You were like, what is that? It got 2 wheels on it. Like, come on, we're at that level. So we got cats coming back in my yard. These people were 10 and 11 and 12-year-old boys and girls, mostly boys, up until whatever. I was only 17, so it wasn't weird. It was like kids in the neighborhood. Those kids were Hen G and Evil E. You ever heard of the Spin Masters?
Oh.
They Evil E is Ice T's DJ. He grew up in my backyard. He watched me DJ when he was a little boy. So those guys. My boy Greg Parks, he's Tyrese's manager. Tyrese with all the movies and shit. These are the kids in my backyard. You know,
Mm,
some girls. Tim Story. You ever heard of Tim Story?
sounds familiar.
He's a movie director, bro. What? He's married to Sunshine. You don't know who Tim Story is? Layla Rashawn is wife, bro. Come on. You got to know that. He's a legend for that.
Yep.
Anyway, uh, he grew up in Ladera and he was in my yard. He became TDF, Too Damn Fresh. They was a rap group. Ice-T signed him. So this is my yard. Like everywhere I was like a happening. So I go from my yard to DJ on all the house parties and I got like rich. I'm DJing. Okay, so I'm DJing parties, house parties, and event parties, but I'm doing parties for. You ever heard of Jack and Jill?
Yeah.
You know what Jack and Jill is because you're black.
Yeah. Of course.
So I was doing Jack and Jill parties. My people here in my neighborhood knew, but if I went to Inglewood, they know what the fuck Jack and Jill was because it was affluent black folks that did that. So I
Mm,
was DJing Link's Cotillion parties, at the Beverly Hills Hotel and bungalows for all black young kids and girls. We like them white kids you see, the trust funders, that was us, but black.
mm,
I'm the DJ though. I'm working, but they my friends and it's cool, but I'm the poor one. You know, I'm still in the neighborhood, but I'm across La Cienega. You feel me?
right.
Literally on the border. I live on La Cienega. It was like the outsiders, but I was in because I had skills. So I used to get equipment from my boy Audio Entertainment so I could DJ these parties for free. I worked for him. I said, let me go set up gear. I learned how to set up, DJ. I was a DJ for hire, so I learned how to do the whole shit, running wires and everything. So he said, man, I want you to go take this gear to this club. They do that thing you do on the turntables over there. You should go. So I go to this club and I'm putting the speakers on and setting up. It's a little theater. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm leaving. I got these, I'm moving these Serwin Vega. You ever seen Serwin Vega speakers?
Oh yeah.
So
Big boy.
you, they got the bass bottle at the metal corners.
Right.
So I used to smash my fingers in them corners, stacking them all the time, right? So I bought these super big ass Mickey Mouse looking garden gloves, right? So I'm moving this shit. I get it in. The guys come out. Hey man, we heard you're a DJ. Two white guys. They both from Europe. They got French accents, but they from by way of New York. They b-boys too. They got the hats and the belt buckles. I'm like, wow. It's like they stepped out of a magazine. I'm like, they were like celebrities, but not like if a cartoon hero came out or something. So they standing there. Say, we hear you're a DJ. You from LA? Yep. We want you to DJ Friday nights. What's your DJ name? I said DJ Chris, because I didn't have one, right?
Right.
I said, I'm the badass DJ. And they was like, okay, badass DJ, what's your DJ name? DJ Chris. They laughed. Huh, it was funny to them. I said, all right. So they said, look, come work here Friday at 11. We got a marquee. We're going to put your name on the marquee when you get here. We'll have a name for you. So I said, okay. So I show up at 11, 3 minutes to 11. It says the glove, 11 p.m. I said, oh, that must be me. So I hopped up in there at 11. It's, ever since then, it might have been a cat in the bathroom who was supposed to be DJing at 11. Like, that nigga stole my shit. You know how they got that one dude in the movie? So I got my name in lights. So that's how I got my name. And then the club turned out to be another happening because now the people there are like all celebrities, but like all low key and indiscreet, dressed down because it's a chill spot.
Mm,
They in there because they ain't never seen break dancing. We got break dancers with cardboard. We got graffiti being painted right there while you drinking your drink, which you can't. We don't sell alcohol, but you could bring your own. It was 13 and up. Man, that shit was crazy. I saw all kind of people there, but I mean, the most notable would be Prince, Michael Jackson, Madonna, Quincy Jones, Clarence Avant, uh, all kind of record industry, everybody, bro. It was so. Remember, that's my first night. I
wow.
walk into these cats pretty much. Well, the first night Michael Jackson wasn't there, but like and Madonna, neither one of them, but like the others, the executives, yeah. So I DJ'd it. This guy gets on the microphone and starts telling people, hey, coat room over there. We got drinks. We selling juice. movie car parked here, blah blah blah. And then he starts kind of saying it on. So while he starts talking, I just kind of keep the instrumental going so he could say his shit right over the music. And then he starts going to the rhythm and he starts telling stories. So I'm like, oh, this nigga, he a rapper. So then I'll stop it, scratch. We became like a bit. I knew how to work because I work good with rappers live. I love DJing live. It's
Right.
like impromptu playing keyboards and sort of drums. So after he finished his thing, he came over and introduced us Ice T. And it was his first night too, but I didn't know that. I thought he had been here. He thought I had been there. We both told this story. This dude was like, we met on stage.
Wow.
Yeah, so uh after a couple of months, some of the people, I remember I told you it was executives, there was movie executives in there too, and TV people. So we ended up doing shit like Fame, uh, a lot of TV shows had breakdancing all of a sudden or pop locking and shit. Welcome back Cotter or whatever the fuck. We was on all kind of shit. We did the Olympics opening ceremonies in '84, like those bananas. So these guys want to make a movie about the club. So they do a movie called Breakin' about radio, which was the club. That's what they call it, Radiotron in the movie, but it was club radio in real life. So yep, that was, and then from all of that, I sold what I did 4 million copies of this one. This was my first plot.
Wow.
This is from being a DJ, bro. This ain't got nothing to do with production. Even though I produced and wrote the song, that's because I was a DJ
Right. You also appeared in the movie as well, right?
as myself, the DJ.
Take us
They
back.
had me. My credit for the screen was Scratcher. Ice T's was Rap Talker.
Rap talker back in the day.
That's the first credit ever for a rapper, bro. I mean, literally, we came out before Beach Street, right? I mean, Crush Groove was after, right?
Yep.
Crush Groove like 85. We came out 84, bro. The first rap documentary was 83. The first movie was damn near ours if it wasn't Wild Style. I mean, damn near.
Right.
We almost got the first one. So I think it might. I'm gonna look that shit up.